Hello and welcome to this tutorial for users of Microsoft PowerPoint 2016 for the Mac. In this tutorial we're going to look at getting started with PowerPoint, and first of all we'll start the program. And on my Mac desktop here I have my MS PowerPoint icon, the shortcut, and if I double click that will open the program. And the first thing I see is this template dialog box, and I have a range of templates I can select to begin my show. But rather than go through all the colourful ones, I'm going to stick to the plain blank presentation. And you can either click on the blank presentation and then click Create, or simply double click, in this case on the blank presentation. So I'll double click and that will open PowerPoint with my blank presentation. And that currently consists of a single slide, and you can see in the navigation pane on the left here the preview of the slide, and on the right in the main window the actual slide where you will add content. With PowerPoint, what you do is create a set of pages that will ultimately form a continuous presentation, and each page in PowerPoint is called a slide. And the term slide harks back to many years ago when you would have a projector in which you would place pieces of film, and one by one you would display those film images on a screen and hopefully interest your friends and neighbours. Those days are long gone. However, the terminology has survived, because when PowerPoint was originally created, film was still a thing. However, that's enough of history. Let's create my first slide content. So the program has given me lots of help along the way to create my content. So I will follow the instructions and click where it says click to add title, and I will add my title, which in this case is going to be the business name, Fred's Movie Classics. If I was using a word processor at this point, I would press the Enter key perhaps to move to a new line. If I wanted to add more lines within this text box, that's what I would do. But I've completed my entry and I want to add the subtitle now, and so all I need to do is click in the Click to Add Subtitle box, and here I will type in Classic Movie Screenings. So there is my first slide. Now if I want to deselect these boxes, I simply click away from the slide and you'll see the grey area to the left and the right. So either side you can simply click and that will deselect anything that has been selected on the slide itself. And as you may have guessed, if you want to select anything, simply move the mouse pointer onto the slide and click on whichever part of the slide you want to select. And as I click, you will see the surrounding box appears around the text. We'll look in much more detail at working with text boxes and text in the next tutorial, but first of all here I want to add a new slide. But before I do that, I want to show you my plan for this slideshow. And if I bring my plan into view here, you will see in this notepad document I've typed out an outline for my show, and you can see that at the top, slide 1 is the title, and I've got the details for my first slide there. Slide 2, which I'm going to create in a moment, is the introduction, and you can see the details for that slide. You'll notice, by the way, some spelling errors indicated by these red lines, and we'll look at fixing those later on as well. And further down you can see I also have slide 3 information and slide 4 information at the bottom. I'll refer back to this plan a few times as I create this show. It's always a good idea just to write out a simple outline to give you an idea of how many slides you might have and how you want to break down the content. A golden rule is not to have too much text on a slide. So if you have a slide and it seems to be full of text, try and find a way to break that down onto multiple slides. I'll move my plan out of the way and let's add a new slide then. So if I come back and just click onto the PowerPoint window, and you'll find the new slide button on the Home tab over on the left in the Slides section. There's a number of template options, so if I click on the drop down arrow next to the new slide button, you'll see we have the title slide we already have, the title and content which I'm going to use in a moment, and many other options which I'll come back to later on in future tutorials. But let's come back to the second option, title and content, and I will click on that to add my slide. You can see in the preview section on the left the new slide has been added, and in the main window there's my template with information as to what I'm supposed to do to create my content. Again, I'll simply click in that first box, and the title here is going to be a repeat of my subtitle from the title slide, which is Classic Cinema Screenings. For the remaining content for this slide, I don't want to use the second box, and I'm actually going to remove it first of all. And to do that, just put the mouse pointer onto the edge of the box. You'll see the four-way arrow there appear. As you can see, you get the I-beam, which is your text entry cursor. And if I point to the edge, you get the four-way arrow. If I click, I'll select the box and then simply press delete on the keyboard. So I'll bring my notes back into view. What I'm going to do here is select the text, the remaining text. I've already got the title, of course, for my slide number 2. And to do that, simply put the mouse pointer at the beginning of the text and click and drag to select all the text that you want to appear, or I want to appear in this case, on my slide. And to copy the text, I'm going to press the right mouse button, and if you have a single button mouse, it's Control and click to bring up the shortcut menu, and I'm going to select copy. I'll then move that notepad window out of the way and come back to my slide again. Just click on the window to make that active and click anywhere below my title, and here again I'm going to right mouse click and choose paste. And there PowerPoint has created a new text box and pasted my text into it. I'm not going to worry about the position or the format of the text just for now. The important thing is to get my text into the slides, and I can work with them later on. So what I'll do now is add a third slide. So I'm going to come up to the new slide button, and this time instead of clicking the drop down arrow, I'll simply click the button. And you see there the default is the title and content template. And to add my content for this slide, I'm going to copy everything again from my notes. So if I come back to that notes document, you'll see my slide 3 content here. So first of all, I'm going to select everything from screening venue 1 down to capacity 150. Select that, right mouse click and copy. Come back and click on the click to add title box. And this time I'll click on the paste button, and you'll see the paste button at the top left of the screen there. It's on the home tab, the very first button. And if I click, that will paste my content into the title box. Again, come back to my notes and now select the list of points there for that particular venue. Just 4 lines. Again, right mouse click and copy. Come back to the PowerPoint show. Click where it says click to add text. And here I will right mouse click and choose paste again, and then click away. Again, I'm not concerned at this point with the formatting or the layout of those text boxes. The only thing I'm concerned with at the moment is getting my text into the slides. So I've created 3 slides, and one thing that's very important and you must remember to do as you create your shows is to save the show. So here I'm going to go to the File menu and click on the Save button. That will bring up my Save dialog, and instead of calling it Presentation 1, I will call this Movie Screenings. In the Where section, I'm going to change the location, click on the drop down arrow, and here I will save it into my Documents folder. So click on Documents. And before you click Save, just check that you have the correct file format, which for a PowerPoint 2016 show is .pptx format. And if you're happy with that, just click on Save. And from now on, whenever you need to save your updated presentation, you simply come to the top left of the PowerPoint window. You'll see these shortcut buttons, and the second one in there is the Save button. And whenever I need to update the file, I can simply click that button, and the previous version will be replaced with my new updated presentation. And finally, in this tutorial, I just want to show you how to navigate your slideshows. And first of all, we'll look at using the keyboard. And you can use the up and down arrows on the keyboard to navigate up and down the show. You can also use the page up and page down keys, again just to jump up slide by slide, as you can see. And if you want to jump to the beginning of your presentation, you press the home key on the keyboard, and as you may have guessed, if you want to jump to the end, you would press the end key on the keyboard. And using the mouse, you can simply click on whichever slide you want to view. And if you have a mouse with a scroll wheel, you can scroll to move also through the slides simply by rolling the wheel backwards and forwards. And one final thing I'll show you here. When we started the program, you'll remember we saw that template dialog box. If you would rather just come straight into a blank presentation and not see that particular option, what you need to do is go to the PowerPoint menu. So if I come to the top left of the window, click PowerPoint and then click the Preferences option. And in the PowerPoint Preferences, click on General, and in Settings you will see a check box here which says Show the start screen when this application starts. If I remove the check or the tick from that box and close the dialog, next time I start PowerPoint I won't see that template dialog option. So that concludes this first look at getting started with PowerPoint. I hope you found some things there that are useful and you can apply to the presentations that you're working on. But in the meantime, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.